Lori Morgan was living her happily ever after, married the love of her life in 2009, had 2 beautiful children, and worked as a successful interior designer. Then, suddenly, out of nowhere, her world turned dark.
Yeah. I miss him.
It was 2017. Lori's husband, Tom, was on his way home from work when he was killed in a car accident. He was 37 years old.
We were talking about renewing our wedding vows. Literally, the day that he died. It was a shock.
Utterly devastated, Lori shut down, holed up in her house until she found painting.
About a year after losing him, I started to have some ideas of what was going to get me moving again, what was going to give me any degree of therapy or joy or relief.
Certainly, she had an artistic eye as an interior decorator, but she had never before picked up a paintbrush.
I was in no shape to really kind of be out and about, and I was finding a connection to it. It was really taking me out of my head, I guess is the best way to describe it, because I was in a really awful place.
Lori followed a painter she admired online and began dabbling with furniture painting in her garage.
I was having conversations with people across the country, across the world, and asking questions, and everybody kind of sharing feedback and insight and tips and tricks. And my kids were watching all of this, which is huge.
Her spirits were lifting, her talent soaring.
This piece is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Is it several layers of purple?
Well, I call it the wine-stained dresser, but I also call it kind of grungy glamour, because we have these really beautiful mercury glass pulls, and it's got that sheen of the metallic, but clearly it's distressed.
Bold colors and texture are Lori's signature. Her pieces inspired by nature and emotion.
It can look rustic, it can look grungy, it can look bohemian, it can look vintage. We're so close to the White Mountains. I think a lot about people's log cabins and mountain homes. I love the color. I love the juxtaposition of the natural toned wood with the green, but it's not interesting enough. I have to put my little take on it. So I did the abstract mountain scene on the sides.
She used 5 layers of paint on this cabinet, going for the look of worn down wallpaper.
I like things that draw you in and make you want to do this. You know, what is that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Yeah.
And that's my aim.
The furniture comes from yard sales, flea markets, thrift shops, and estates. She handpicks pieces that are solid wood and well made. What's often destined for the dump, Lori transforms into works of art. Lori eventually outgrew her garage and in 2021 opened her own shop in Derry, naming her business after her beloved husband, Tom and Chickpea.
I started painting to get over losing him. So he is in everything I paint, you know. I often joke that my secret ingredient is tears, right? That's all the texture, you know.
As far as Chickpea, no, it's not her nickname. She just loves chickpeas.
Welcome to my thought process.
The idea for the logo, Tom's work boot, came to her in a dream.
I'd never painted a canvas before. I'd only been doing furniture, and I bought a canvas and acrylic paint, and I painted his boot.
She's added canvas art to her repertoire, but furniture painting remains Lori's focus. A steady stream of custom orders means less time to paint her whims. Still, she finds inspiration in everything.
Sometimes people have asked me to paint things I haven't thought of, and it's been amazing.
Like the ukulele, or lamps that match a piece of furniture. Decoupage, stencils, and decor transfers, like the flower arrangement Lori uses here, make up part of her designs.
What appealed to me when I first saw the piece, immediately this trim looked like a picture frame to me. So I saw that as an opportunity.
And here's the piece finished.
A lot of people will ask, how do you know when you're done? It's a feeling, and the feeling usually includes butterflies, and I'm like, yes, nailed it.
Creating beautiful pieces while also healing her soul. Unexpected friendships, support, and comfort discovered through her art.
I didn't know any of that was going to happen. I thought I would just have a little shop, somebody would come in, buy something, and leave. It's so much more than that. It's not even close.
And most heartwarming, she feels Tom in every stroke of the brush.